Good morning, everyone. I hope my mic is working. I know that on a couple of my videos I had to do talkovers because I didn't realize that it was off. I guess I had it on mute or something crazy. I'm so sorry. But I'm going to take you around and show you what all I've planted already. I am feeling better, just got a little bit of allergies, but I think I'm good. I am good to go. I've done a lot of work out here, little by little when I was a little bit sick. So anyway, and yesterday I put an ad on Facebook to come and get some plants, and I had over 80 people reply, and of course I didn't have enough for everyone, but it was first come first serve, and I always do a free thing, but I put a jar there because some people feel they want to give, they want to donate. So worked out very well. I got them to good homes. Several of them were for, they wanted to grow gardens with their children. And I am so happy to see that. I love parents that like to grow gardens with their children and teach them how to grow a garden. And I also had one from a daycare that she wanted a few plants for her kids in daycare, and I thought that was neat. So anyway, let's take a look, see how things are progressing. This is the lettuce, and the onions are starting to really look nice, a lot better. And the lettuce, and then there's spinach over there. I'll probably cut some lettuce today so we can have salad tonight. And I got my tomatoes in. They're all looking fine. I have a couple that I need to get up off the ground, but they're the vivacious ones, and they kind of grow a little bit crooked, so we'll get that fixed. And this one I kept because I believe it's not a super steak. I think it is a Johnny's Big Beef Plus, because of the leaves. The leaves are a lot different. They're a little bit smoother than the Burpee's super steak. So, and I wanted one of those because I wanted to see how it compared with the beef, with the big beef steaks, the super steaks. So anyway, I got that in, and I got the dahlias all in. The night queens are doing really well. The labyrinth is doing well, but they're all coming up, every one of them, even though you can't really see them very well. Here's a stem right there. And this is pretty muddy. My husband put the sprinkler on it this morning. I put the coleus up here, and there is the snapdragons. And the Sweet William is just about to bloom. There's a white one and a dark pink. Just a lot of pretty colors in here. It will be. Can't wait for them to bloom out. But look, they're just about to. Just about. And the other dianthus, the other variety, is doing really well. It cozied down to the dirt, and they're coming up. Not sure how the ranunculus is going to do in this 93-degree weather. I may not get any blooms this year. I don't see any kind of a stem coming up, a blooming stem coming up. Oh no, there's one. There's a bud right there. Yay, I might have one. But we'll see how they do. My red potatoes haven't come up yet. My salvia is doing really well. The russet potatoes are doing good. They're all coming up. And yep, they're a little floppy right now, only because it's hot. It's hot out in the sun. And plants will kind of flop a little bit. Tomatoes and certain ones will kind of look like they're dying, but they're not. It's just because they're kind of holding on to the water from the sun. And the Rebecca, Black-Eyed Susan, I need to weed in here next. All the garlic is coming up. It's coming up real good. And tomatoes have nice blooms on them. And they've only been in for, I don't know, 3 days. So it takes about a week for them to really dig in and start putting on new growth. And then I have peppers. I have the peppers. I have the green and red peppers, and I have the orange and yellow peppers, and I have the jalapeno peppers. And so them should be doing good. And these are the Brussels sprouts. They are doing really good right now. Yep, I just put them in. They're just little seedlings, but I put them in here anyway. I have a few extras in the greenhouse in case they don't make it, but I think they'll do fine because it's supposed to be very warm. Here's the rhubarb. This back here all needs to be watered, and I'll water it this evening. The strawberries are looking good. They've got some nice big blooms on them. Some of them have got their heads down like they're growing strawberries, so hopefully we'll have some good strawberries. We won't have a lot like I used to get, but we'll have a few this year, and then they'll be more and more next year. Okay, the cherry bush. She's growing pretty good. She just keeps putting on more stems. I'm very happy for her. And this needs to be de-weeded. Look at all these sunflowers. There's so many. But I really don't want them growing. It's really hard to dig them up if they get too big. I put all my herbs. They say put your herbs around your garden because the pests don't like the smell of them. So I have all my herbs here. The basil, not sure what this is. I forgot to, this is the parsley. But I have cilantro, chives, and I have, another Italian seasoning. I can't remember what, but when they come up, we'll know what's in there. And the geraniums, a few geraniums in here. The geraniums are doing a lot better than what they were. I think they'll come out of their stunted growth. So yeah, everything's doing just fine. We still got a long ways to go. We had a long spring, a cold spring, so yeah, the zinnias are still here, doing good. They're a little off color, but they'll be all right. I still have stuff to direct seed in the garden, and I think I'm just gonna do it spotty. Just do like zinnias and cosmos, and I have these straw flowers too, the helichrysum. I may just mix them in here. I've got some room in here, and I got some room over here, and I'll just mix them in. I still have beans to do too. I have to get some beans in here and plant beans. And then that'll be it for the veggie garden. just the beans. And then over here, I don't know if my astilbe's going to grow back there behind this or not. I'm waiting when the weather gets really warm, because it stays a little cooler over there back behind the fountain. So maybe when it gets hot, maybe she'll pop out. I hope so. But if not, I'll find something else to put around the fountain. And the poppies are coming up. I can't tell if the African daisies are coming up or not. They might be. Some of these might be them. Hopefully. We'll see. It's awful because I can't really pull weeds because I don't know if it's going to be a flower. So I'll just let it go. Sedum is doing okay. It's like it's kind of stunted here or something. I don't know. Hopefully it'll take off. And the alyssum out of the container is doing fine. My pennies are getting, their bulbs will get really big. Their buds get real much bigger. And of course there are ants on them, which is a good sign. Catnip's always doing good. I have some more lavender in the greenhouse that's doing really well now. It's taking off. And I'm just going to put a lavender here, a lavender here. There's a lavender. And then I'll do 3 or 4 more along here. I have catnip in there, and I don't really want to pull it because the cats like it so much. So I really don't want to pull it out. I could and put it in a pot maybe. And here's my little thing, the forget-me-nots and the opal basil and the chives. They're doing okay. They need watered though. My husband's plant, Corospis, it's doing good. It's got some buds on it, and it's just floppy because it's hot. The mum's doing good, and the cactus is doing awesome. It should have a lot of blooms on it this year. I think it will. I put my begonia over here to see if she would come out of her being, I don't know. It's like wherever I put her, she just didn't like it. So we'll see how she does. This is the bugle grass. It's doing really good. The bees just love it. And then there's my, I dug this up for my daughter-in-law and my son, and it's doing okay. Once it starts getting some new growth on it, we'll know it's good, it's happy. And I planted some Didiscus in here and some Phacelia, and there's I did a Night Queen dahlia, and I did an Emery Paul dahlia here. So them should look good. Uh-oh, I gotta water this. My amarys, they like to be full sun, but they're in the sun, so they're gonna be droopy a little bit. I need to water. I have a lot of gladiolas coming up. Look at that bunch right there. That'll be a huge showing. And my astilbe over here, it's doing real good. My hydrangea is happier because she's getting more sun. I did have a woman that got plants yesterday that brought me a couple flowers. These are naked ladies in the back here. And I told her, I said, I'm kind of running out of garden space for flowers and stuff, but I said it's hard for me to say no. And then she had some pretty purple irises. So there's one. and there's one over here, and I'm just going to leave them so that the sun can give them energy, and when they die back, that's when I'll cut them back. And so hopefully next year we'll have some pretty flowers to show from them. And the alyssum is taking their time in here. We're hoping that this does bloom. We're hoping it blooms. And there's some alyssum in there. And the barberry bushes are just really gorgeous, and they need to be trimmed back because I don't want them any taller than what they are. I want them to grow together more rather than up. So I'll cut them back, probably in a couple weeks or so. All right, let's go around here because I was just kind of shocked, really, because I don't know what happened, but one of my impatiens is just died. It just got droopy and died. It was real happy, it had buds, but the one right next to it is very happy. So I don't know what the deal is there, but I don't know. But the LaGuardia is starting to come up. It's starting to perk up in this warm weather. It likes it. So as far as that goes, that's about my hostas are looking good. The bleeding heart, the asters in here are looking really good. I think the primrose is starting to grow a new one. I'm not sure, and I don't know how well it will do. It just didn't do very well there. I don't know why. Maybe not enough sun, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what the deal was, but this is new growth right here, so maybe it will come out of it a little bit. Maybe it'll come out at fall. I don't know. Anyway, the hellebores are doing good. All of that. I still have these seeds to plant. Let me show you. I'm just going to do some of these straw flowers. I'll do a Cosmo. I'll do the Zinnia Art Deco. And I got the Zinnia Giant Cactus. And the hybrid gazania New Day mix. But these I need to put into the garden, and I will do that probably this week. But I have a couple trays of stuff in here that belong to this one to the daycare, and then I have another one to someone else who's going to put it in a free garden, a community garden. And then I still have a lot of flowers. I have geraniums and other things that I could put out, and I will have to decide where I'm going to put them. I was thinking maybe putting a couple Buddleia butterfly bushes over by the lilac tree. I might try to find a space there where I can put a couple. I think I could at the end of where I planted the flowers. It might be pretty there. So how many do I have? Let's go in here and see. Okay, these are the salvias. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8 salvia. And I have 3 Buddleia butterfly bushes. That might just be perfect for over there. The salvia, I could put a couple of these in front. Maybe I should have gave away a couple salvia ones too. Oh, for the daycare. I'll do that. I'll put it in here for the daycare. And I'll give a couple to the one for the humanity community. There we go. All right, so then I just have 5 left, and then we'll find a place for them. But look at my lavender. It's really grown good in here. My geraniums, I need to get them out. I'm trying to think if I need them all. I might give a couple of those away. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll give a couple of those away. Will one fit in here? There. I'll give a couple away. It's not going to hurt me. Okay. Then I have 6 geraniums. And I'll have some marigolds too coming up in our container over there. Where's my jug of water? I really need to water some things. I was so disappointed that I didn't have, you couldn't hear me talking on my videos, and I was like, what did I do now? So I learned how to talk over, and I'm like, it's so easy. So I just did that, and it was pretty easy to do. It seemed, to me, it seems kind of unnatural because I like the commentary while I'm doing things, you know. I'm telling you things, and I'm telling you why I did things and stuff like that. But there, I'll get this filled up. I have to get a new sprayer because this one it won't turn off. Won't shut the water off. Water this down a little bit. Hostas don't mind the water. They like the water. Okay, I'm gonna shut this down. And let's go water some of these things that are really dry. Ooh, that's heavy. I have one little pathway to walk because I have asters there. I don't want to get off balance. There we go. And I got a couple of celotias. They're happy. Okay, let's see if I can do this. There, they should get some water there. That's kind of heavy. All right, I'll finish later. I just kind of wanted to go over what I was doing and what I've done. The garden is almost all in. Stay tuned because when the flowers start growing, I can't wait to show you what it looks like. One other thing I forgot to show you, and that was my black pearl pepper. I put it in this container because it gets pretty big. So hopefully it will do well in here. And if not, then I'll put it somewhere else. Some of these are my black-eyed Susans because they look a lot like the Rebecca here. I mean, a little different because it's a different variety, but I'm gonna let it grow a little bit and see, because it sure looks like it, because it always has that little growth in the middle. Yeah, I think that's my black-eyed Susans coming back, and I have a lot of them. That'll be fun. I'll have a lot of them back here. I know I had a lot when I had my garden before we tilled it and everything. I had a lot growing. So I think this is good enough for now, because I have some flowers to put in to get seeds in. I don't think about these. I don't want completely full of Rebecchias, and some of them may be sunflowers, so we will soon find out. Get rid of this and these. The weeds aren't near as bad as what they were before we tilled. It helped a lot. But I don't know about these. I don't think that is. But the little fuzzy ones, sometimes they're, but these are kind of close to the ground like the Rebecca. This I think is a sunflower. We just have to see. No, that's a baby's breath, I think. Yeah, it grew a lot. It grew really big. Must be happy there. My status is starting to show signs of healthy and loving life. And my Lysianthus, I don't think this is one, but I'm going to let it stay for a little bit. I know these are weeds. I may have a Lysianthus or two, maybe. Who knows? All right. Let's go do the zinnias and cosmos and straw flowers. And let's get my garden finished planted. Yeah. It's time. It is time. Okay. Here we go. It for today. I do still have some planting in the front of the house, and but my garden is all done. It's all done, and when it starts to come up, I will see where I need to put other things, but I think it's going to be fairly full. If the seed comes up like it should, I think by July, August, this is going to be gorgeous. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. We hope. I planted a lot of coneflowers in here and back in there where that empty space is between the lilies. I still have one lisianthus that's growing. She's hanging on. And then I have gazania New Day mix. I have a zinnia giant cactus. I have zinnia art deco. The straw flowers, helichrysum. I believe they're straw flowers. They look like straw flowers to me. And then, of course, my dahlias. I guess this one, oh yeah, he's coming up. He's coming up. This one is a one that I couldn't find a stem. And I do have another apricot one, right? Yeah, this apricot one is coming up. But I don't see any growth in this yet. I hope she's okay. I don't want to dig down in there. I just want her to grow. If she doesn't, you know what gardeners say, not everything makes it. So I do have to work on getting my tomato plants off the ground. Get this up, put it in a cage, and that one too. And some of these, they're still a little floppy. It's starting to get hot today. And they're going to be fine. They're going to be just fine. If I lose one or two, I'm still going to have a ton of tomatoes. Lettuce and spinach is looking great. The peppers are doing great. The Brussels sprouts are doing great. I do have something gnawing on my plants though. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do. I may have to use up some eggs so we can have some eggshells or something. They're probably worms. I found one on my rose out front. So anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited for it to all grow. So you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.